Does breaking your novel into bite-sized pieces sound awesome? How about following the footsteps of literary badasses like Alexandre Dumas, H.G. Wells, and Frank Herbert? And would you like an epic story that potentially goes on forever? Well, unlike a serial chapter, I'll spare you the cliffhanger. You, my friend, should consider writing serial fiction. Serial fiction is a form of storytelling which has hooked the imaginations of writers and readers for generations. From Charles Dickens to your latest read on World Anvil, serial fiction is all about keeping your readers coming back for more, and it can be a surprising moneymaker for writers too. In this video, we'll look at examples of episodic storytelling, reveal the best places to publish your work, and get advice on how to write irresistible serialized stories. But let's start with the definition of what serial fiction actually is. Serial fiction is a storytelling tradition which may be as old as stories themselves. Instead of readers getting the whole thing at once, tales unfold in a series of installments or episodes. These episodes are usually released periodically, allowing readers to follow a story over time. Think of it like a TV series compared to a movie. Or like Scheherazade, spinning tales of the Arabian Nights every evening like her life depended on it. Because technically, it did. Some of these stories collected into seasons or chapters are then later published as an anthology, as a web novel, or even as a series of novels. In other media, such as comics, audio dramas, or TV series, there may be no predetermined end to the story. To quote Tolkien, the road goes on forever. And that, in a nutshell, is what serial fiction is. But where did it come from? The roots of serial fiction can be traced back to at least the 17th century, when it gained popularity in newspapers and magazines. Classic speculative novels produced as serials include 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Treasure Island, War of the Worlds, and The Hound of the Baskervilles. Yep, Sherlock Holmes is a baby of serial fiction too. As the way we consume media has changed, serial fiction has entered a new renaissance. And that's all down to the magic of the internet. Readers can access stories from smartphones or computers, making it easier than ever to follow their favourite serials. If you want to explore serial fiction as a reader, there are several places to look. And one of them is World Anvil. You can publish serial fiction and share it with our community of 2.5 million users and counting. Websites like this have given authors a way to share their stories with a global audience. But be aware, some cater to certain audiences or genres more specifically. World Anvil is ideal for fantasy and sci-fi writers, and you can also check out Royal Road for that. Also, some serial fiction publishing websites require exclusive distribution of your story, meaning you can't share it anywhere else. World Anvil doesn't do that. We don't require exclusivity. So you can co-publish on World Anvil to maximize your visibility. Just saying. If you're watching this video, you may already be considering having a go at serial fiction. And there's a ton of reasons why this is awesome. For a start, it's got a really quick return on investment time. Serialized fiction is a great choice for authors who like to see quick results from their efforts. It's an especially good option for pantsers or discovery writers, because they can get really quick feedback from readers while the story is still in progress. That feedback can help writers understand where their story should go next when they don't have a plot to fall back on. Serial fiction is also really motivating. Reader feedback is a powerful motivation for sticking with your story, even when you're muddling through the middle. And for writers with ADHD, this kind of writing might be the steady dopamine feed you've been seeking. Or maybe you're a writer who struggles with too many ideas and not enough time. Serial fiction is a good choice for writers who have a ton of story ideas, but struggle knowing which ones are worth pursuing all the way through to a full novel draft. Publishing serial fiction lets you market test with your readers who'll give you honest, real feedback. It'll help you figure out where to invest your time. And of course, for authors just starting out, serial publishing lets you build up a passionate following very early in your career. That's incredibly valuable for new authors. All well and good. But how do you write serial fiction or a web novel? The biggest challenge when writing serial fiction is balance. You have to deliver a satisfying experience each chapter while still keeping your audience curious about what happens next. If you drag plot resolution out too long, your audience might get frustrated, but deliver all the answers too soon, and your readers have no reason to come back again. And there are other quirks to serial fiction as well. Even if you're not much of a plotter, I definitely recommend having a loose plan for your serial fiction. It can really help you. An overarching narrative helps you stay on course while still allowing for organic story development. Even if your story has a lot of twists and turns, you'll still know roughly where your characters are headed. And speaking of characters, part of planning your overarching narrative may also be planning your character's arc and growth. Will flaws be slowly overcome? Will they learn new things? Will friendships blossom? Or maybe more. Showing character progress, and especially resolving character arcs, can give readers a sense of progress that motivates them to continue reading even without ending the main storyline. Maintaining consistency, both in your world building and your plot continuity, can also be a challenge in serial fiction. Some serials have hundreds of chapters, and it's natural that you might forget what you've established, but you can be sure that your dedicated readers won't forget, and they will catch your mistakes. Using a world Bible like World Anvil will help you keep consistency in your world building. It can also give you extra material to share with your serial fiction fans. For plot consistency, I recommend noting down your plot beats in the synopsis section of manuscripts or in your plot articles. Now let's talk about feedback. It's potentially the most daunting aspect of serial fiction, but it's also one of the most valuable. Embrace this interaction with your audience and read their constructive feedback as well as their praise. It'll help you shape a stronger story. Oh, and by the way, you can control the comments and even turn them off on World Anvil's publishing platform. And finally, let's talk about ... cliffhangers. Cliffhangers are strongly associated with serial fiction writing, and they can be very powerful. After all, they're a great way to keep your readers eagerly awaiting the next installment. But a word of warning. Too many cliffhangers all at once can be emotionally exhausting for your readers, and if you overwhelm them, they'll stop believing the peril of your cliffhangers so strongly. So use your cliffhangers sparingly and trust that your rich world, characters, and plot will bring your readers back for more. And speaking of rich world settings, world building is a vital part of writing serial fiction that readers fall in love with. And that's why World Anvil is an invaluable tool for serial fiction writers. You can maintain consistent world building and avoid any continuity errors as your story progresses for months or even years. World Anvil is tailor-made for serial fiction writers looking to share their wonderful ideas and build their audience. As an author, serial fiction offers you a chance to engage with your readers on a continual basis, and the only limit is your imagination. And as a reader of serial fiction, you get to witness the birth of incredible stories, support writers as they create, and even shape and guide the future of their worlds and their characters. I've linked our incredible library of serial fiction in the comments, so if you're new to reading serial fiction, go there. It's a great place to get started. All right, beautiful beans, you know what to do. Grab your hammer and go world build.